welcome back to the channel. So yesterday we finished up the wheel wells on the car, and I thought today will be a good opportunity. It's early in the morning, we start cleaning it up. So let's do the wash process. So this is part 3 of the series. We've done the fender wells, we've dressed it, we've cleaned the wheels, and it's all looking good and clean. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the wash process. But in the wash process itself, I don't actually believe in this 2-bucket method shit. For one reason, and let me tell you why. Is basically the principle of 2 buckets is you use the mitt, clean water, wash the car. So you'll go and you'll give it a wash and then use your grit guard and do all of that there. The problem is that the mitt itself, no matter what mitt you use, it can be a wool mitt or it can be a mitt made by freaking Lacoste, I don't care. But what happens is the dirt, even though you're scrubbing it against the grit guard, the dirt still gets trapped right there at the bottom. And all of these particles here, eventually when you're wiping the surface, they tend to scratch the surface. So I don't use this particular method, but I'll take you through, guys. But it's still an effective method. So I'll show you guys my method of cleaning this up. So first things first, we're gonna rinse the car down, and once the car is rinsed down, we'll start the process. Let's do this. Yeah, so as you can see, a pressure hose needs a bit of work, but that being said, it's not the most environmentally friendly, wastes a lot of water. Need to get a new one. So the process, we rinsed it down. What I like to do next is I like to hit it with the snow cannon. Those of you that don't have a snow cannon, or to put a little bit of foam on the top, You guys can now go through start with your wash process. I'll show you how to wash it. But those are, or if you would like to have a snow cannon but don't want to buy it, you can just buy a normal foamer. Well, I think it's called a garden hose dispenser or something like that, and you can just do that. The purpose of foaming the car is to actually get a layer of foam on it so that it can take off the excess dirt that was not hit off by the pressure cleaner. So I'll do that now. So what I like to do now is I like to so you can see all this fine dirt and pubic hair, all of that there as well. So that's all been brought down by the soap itself. So what will happen is the soap will bring it down to the bottom, which makes the surface a lot easier to clean once it's done. So I'll let this sit for a little while, and once this sits, I will then take off the excess soap and then I will refoam it. So the good thing here is that with a foam cannon, it's actually quite efficient in terms of the soap usage. So what that does is it basically means a little goes a long way again. Just take this off. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll gently rinse it off and then we'll move over. Again, I'm not using any force to blast the water off. I want a gentle stream so that it can take the dirt and roll it with it. I don't want to just blast the dirt from one spot to another spot. I don't think that's the point of what we're trying to achieve here. So just bring the hose this side here. Just take this here. I think that's why a swivel power hose is good, because basically you don't have to move the wires all the time, and all of the cords and things getting stuck and jammed like that. Okay, let's just do this. Alright, so that's all the water processing done. So as you can see, the surface does have a coating of some sort of wax or sealant on it. You can see the beading properties of it, quite cool. Yeah, some leftover tape. Alright, so now the next process in this here would be to take some soap. So I'm no longer going to refer to foam cannon. If you have a foam cannon, use it. If you don't have a foam cannon, you're not going to be using a foam cannon. But the next process is you foam up all of these seams here and go through with your detailing brushes. Foam up all of this here. Clean all of these rubbers. Clean on the inside of the windows. Cleaning the door jambs and that there itself. Clean all of these rubbers here. Clean along here on the inside, petrol caps, all of that there. So that's the next process. So let's start that process. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use an all-purpose cleaner to get into the jams, and my detailed brush is here somewhere. My detailing brush, and that's what we're gonna do now. So let's just get the all-purpose cleaner. So this is not this is a diluted version of the 303. It's 1:10 concentration on this here. So I like to start in the petrol tank itself. Just get some all-purpose cleaner there. And gently get it. You can see all the dirt and everything coming off. And get it along there. Again, you don't need to use an all-purpose cleaner for the areas like this here. You can use your soap that you washing the car with, yeah, just to get into the crevices. So for all of the rubber, I have a special rubber cleaner. Oh, Wasim, there's your ball. So just get that up there. So what you're trying to achieve here is you're trying to achieve where your mitt is not going to be able to reach, right? That's what you want to do. You want to use the brush wherever your mitt is not going to reach. Another area I like to do is here at the bottom, because my mitt generally doesn't go there. Give that a clean, and then here on top as well. My mitt doesn't go there, so it's all in the detail. I think that's why it's called detailing. It's because, you know, it's not just cleaning the surface on the outside. It's basically getting into all of the crevices with the all-purpose cleaner or your soap. Again, I'm not too concerned about the all-purpose cleaner knocking off any of the abrasive or sealants on the paint itself. The reason being is we are going to coat the paint as well, so not too perturbed about that. Just give the exhaust a clean. No, not really a deep clean, because I don't want to contaminate the brush. So what I'm looking for is just to clean the logo and the carbon fiber tip as well. We'll get into all of that later. So we just cleaning the visible areas which are not dirty, not contaminated. We'll come back to it and give it its own individual attention. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, is if your car is ceramic coated or if you have some sort of sealant on it, you want to see if the all-purpose cleaner you're using is safe to use on the car itself. You don't want to be taking off the coatings. You don't want to, you know, remove any physical barrier between the elements in your paint. By using an all-purpose cleaner, you might as well then go and research something like a pH neutral soap or something of that sort. Getting the door jams. Yeah, so basically I'll continue around the entire car, going by the headlights, the bumpers and all of that, and I'll see you in a little while. So one of the other areas you want to also target is all of these plastic bumper grills that you have. Yeah, oh yeah, have a look at that spoiler damage. Took out my whole strut thing here. You want to just agitate all of the dirt that's embedded in here. How I like to do this is I like to go from a horizontal brush stroke, and then I'll hit it with a vertical brush stroke so that I can just get in on the inside and just give it a deep clean. Okay, then you want to go in between. Yeah, if you really want to go anal, you can take this thing off and, you know, give it a thorough cleaning on the inside and that there, but then you'll spend more time washing the car than actually driving it. The whole purpose of this video is to show you that, or the series is to show the guys that, you know what, it's not just about maintaining your car from an engine perspective. It's, you know, looking after those areas of the car that tend to be neglected, like the body work and things like that there. And what's the right way to wash it? I'm not saying my way is the right way to wash it, but like every other detailer out there, spends a fair amount of time on YouTube, you know, getting to know where other people have made mistakes and things like that. So yeah, that's where I've learned. Holding the camera as well as washing it is a bit tricky, so just bear with me. Yeah, so what happened on the other side will now happen on this side here as well, and get you on the flip when we do something a little bit more exciting. Okay, so the next thing that I like to do is I like to use what's known as a heavy duty vinyl rubber cleaner, and I'll clean all of the rubber on the car itself, so that what this does is just stupid thing can spray. So what it does is just a little, I like to rub it in at this point in time and get it into the actual cleaner itself. Oh, what did I just say? I like to rub it in now so that I can agitate it with the brush into the actual product, into the actual rubber, and that it has time to sit and seep inside, so that it makes the rubbers a little bit more softer. The water also adds a bit of durability to it in terms of like lubrication, and it helps disperse the product a lot more better. So that's Hey Diesel, say what's up to the guys. So that helps just to disperse it and makes it a little bit easier to move over on the surface. So a lot of the guys will say, but why don't you do this step, or why don't you do this step, you know, once the car is fully washed. So I actually don't like doing that there, because the reason being is that you tend to get the product all over the windows and all over the paintwork after the paintwork has been polished, and that's a bit of a pain in the ass to deal with. You know, it's almost like post recovery for it. So I like to do this process first on all of the trim, and yeah, I think what we'll do here is we'll do this when we do the interior detail on the car itself. So we'll do everything that's rubber on the exterior of the car. So whatever is on the exterior, we'll get into those crevices, and we'll do that there. So what I noticed is, if you look here, I noticed that if I peel back the rubber on the window itself, there's a whole lot of dirt that's trapped there. So I'm gonna put the steamer on, and while the steamer is brewing, we'll just hit all the other rubber areas. So for this area here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take I got a smaller brush here somewhere. Yeah. And I'll just squirt a little onto my brush. Just like this. And I'll go in on the inside. So again, you can see the CNA brushes quite nifty for getting into those smaller, hard to reach areas. Almost like a earbud type of situation. So you can see the cleaner doing its work, you know. Look at that. Look at that filth on there. Let's put another squirt of cleaner. Onto it and get on the inside of here. You can see all the dirt and the muck that gets trapped in here. For those of you who remember, this car was previously wrapped. Here's a piece of the wrapping there. Then what we'll do here is just spray a little there, and again agitate these rubbers on the inside. So I'll continue doing this with all of the rubbers on the car, doing all of that there. Yeah, you guys can chill for a while I continue. I'll see you on the flip side. So we've basically cleaned all of the areas. I'm now just going to hit it with some steam just to remove some of the dirt, the contaminants, and to further soften the rubber on the car. So we've removed it, the dirt. And remember I was talking about this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through with the steam. Just take out all of that dirt. So I need 2 hands for this, so just bear with me. So what I did was I just took some all-purpose cleaner and gently just lifted the rubber and sprayed some all-purpose cleaner on my brush. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get through on the inside. First with the steam, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can lift this up like this and actually get in there with the brush. So I'm going to continue doing this the entire way. You can see all the dirt that's coming up in there. So yeah, so we brushed off all of the areas. We're now going to hit it again with the foam cannon gun to remove or rather rinse it first, and then hit it with the foam cannon gun, and then we'll start the wash process. So let's just hit off all of the dirt that was here to get rid of all of that there. So do you have to do this on every wash? Hell no. You don't have to wash your car like this every wash. I think I'll do a separate video on a maintenance wash. So what we'll do is we'll wash this side, or we'll give it a good wash the first time while we're preparing for our detail, and then after that we'll basically just do maintenance washes. So you'll get into the crevices the first time and you'll do it quite extreme, which is the fun part, and then afterwards you'll merely just be maintaining. Alright, so that's the rinse down. What we'll do now is we'll hit it with the snow cannon and start the wash process. So get you after it's snow cannon. Okay, so the car is washed. Well, not washed, it's foam cannon. So for the budget guys, you guys not going to be using a foam cannon, or that you most probably going to either be using a pressure garden hose or something like that there. So this is where the controversial effect starts. So can you see I picked up some dirt here? Okay, that's not controversial. So what I'll do there is I'll hit it again just with a little bit of foam just to knock it down. So you don't want all of those particular stuff on your mitt. So this is where the controversy is going to come. I don't use a wash mitt, or I used to, but I changed. I now use 4 microfiber cloths like this here. And what I do is, and these are clean microfiber cloths, you don't use any old ones. I'll first lay it down on the paint or on the workbench, and I'll remove any contaminants that I might see on the microfiber cloth itself. I'll then fold my microfiber cloth into 4 sections. Sorry for my finger being in the way. I'll fold my microfiber into 4 sections like this here. Right? Take my snow cannon gun, so we can already see we picked up a small speck of dirt. So those are the stuff you want to take off your cloth before you touch the paintwork with it. And I'll just moisture microfiber cloth. So here's the process. Straight lines. I'm using the one side of the microfiber cloth, and I'm barely touching the surface. I'm not pressing onto the surface, I'm barely. So even if I use a single finger, well, just like that, that's all I'm doing. So even if I do have particles that's trapped on it, right, what I'll do is I'm not going to mar the surface or destroy the surface of the paint itself, because I'm barely pressing, no real pressure. So I used one side for the roof. That same side I'm going to use to wash the glass. Remember, glass is tougher than your paint, so it won't scratch as easy. So even if you do have contaminants on it, don't waste the cloth. You can use it on your glass, right? And I'll use the other side of it on the glass as well. You can see the sun is hitting this side here. It's drying a lot faster, so I'm gonna have to be a bit quicker. I then flip the microfiber to the other side. I then wipe down the side here. Okay, you can see straight line, no real pressure. There we go. Right, I then flip the microfiber so this side is done, this side is done. Right, I now use a brand new side, which is these 2 sides here. Remember, there's still the lubrication from there, from the snow cannon. I'll do that there. So normally I wouldn't start from the bottom up, but the car is very clean. I'm actually doing these videos after I've actually detailed the car, so the car is very, very clean. So normally start from the top and work your way down. So now you ask me, we've used all 4 corners on this cloth, what do we do with it? In the bucket. Now we take a new cloth. So that's my process. My process is that I use a new cloth every time I touch the surface. So every 4 corners will have a new piece of cloth on it. Do that. That's that. So I'll just fold this into my 4/4. I've already done the roof. There we go. Also remove the tags from your microfiber cloths. You don't want to get your tags. We can use the same side for the bottom. Remember, the bottom is generally the most dirtiest on the car, so you want to use a separate cloth for the bottom half of your car as well. So again, I flipped my microfiber cloth over, straight lines, cleaning it there. So I still have 2 sections to this microfiber cloth. I'm just gonna flip my microfiber cloth over onto this side, and that's that section for there. There we go. And then flip it over onto the other side. So can you see, every time I'm flipping my microfiber cloth over, it's a different section. No need to dip your thing in the bucket. And let's see the end result. 4 panels. See there. There's some dirt I picked up there. There's a leaf. That's that. So each on different panels. So what do we do with this here? In the bucket. Take a new microfiber cloth. Give it a shake down. And the process continues. Just like this here. Sud it up. And we'll clean the rest of it. So I'll continue cleaning the rest of the car. I'll rinse it down and we'll come back to the drying process. So now we're done rinsing the car down and that. Those of you who don't have a blower, you'll use a towel like this here, a waffle weave towel, to dry the car. I'll show you guys both methods. The way I like to do it is, if you don't have a blower, is you take your towel and place it on the surface like this here. Don't go and start swirling and doing things like that. I'll pat it down. Just pat it down like this here and gently remove it. That's what I would do. Right? Another trick you can do is you can spray some quick detailer on your waffle weave before you put it over the surface and just hit it down like that there. But because we have a blower, and a blower is much safer than even a waffle weave towel, we're going to hit it with the blower. And once we've done that, the car would be nice and dry, and we'll come back and see how's the process looking once we've done that. Okay, so we pretty much car is almost dried. I just wanted to show the guys who don't have a blower how to do it. You can spray some spray wax, some Meguiar's quick detailer or whatever you want to do. Just set that down the side. You got your waffle weave towel. Again, no pressure on the paint. The reason why I use a blower is because I don't like to put any pressure on the paint. See there, there's a piece, there's a dirt there. So instead of getting that onto the cloth, just pick it up. There we go. No real pressure on the paint itself. Just dab it down. Once it's dabbed, just pull it forward like that, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. And you can do it going down. I've already spray waxed. Yeah, you can see that. Right, you don't want to get the cloth on the floor. Can you see that mistake? So always keep it folded. It's a bit difficult doing it with one hand. Just try my best to get it as small as possible. And also straight lines, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be, nowhere else. You just want to be there in a straight line. Yeah, and just give that there. I didn't spray down the boot. So at all times you just want to keep your surface lubricated, and that's what you want to do. You just want to keep the surface lubricated before you touch it. That's the goal. The goal is to keep it moist, so that if there is a particle that's trapped on it, it'll basically just roll onto the cloth. Right, so there we go. I mean, that's pretty much the process to wash the car. You can use this process as part of your maintenance wash as well. And there is a few spots. So like you see, for example, here's a spot here. I'm not going to take my cloth and vigorously rub this off here. No, I will assess what's going on here. It looks to be residue from a sticker or something. So what I'll do is I'll have my own process just to remove the spot here. But I'm not going to take this cloth and vigorously rub that area down, because then I'm just going to be creating swirl marks. I'm just going to be creating a whole lot of unnecessary shit for me to deal with afterwards. So right now the process is to remove the water off the car and do that. So you're most probably wondering, why didn't I wash the door jambs? I'll do that in a separate episode when I'm detailing the interior. You can see the gloss, you can see the shine, you know. So I'll do that on a separate video. The reason being is not everybody's car is going to require detail. Some guys just want to know how to clean the door jambs, or they just want to understand what's the process on a particular aspect, maybe cleaning glass, so they'll go to that particular episode. We're not going to cram it all into one episode, because that's just going to be, you know, chaotic. You're just going to create confusion, and that's not what we want to try to achieve. We're beginners, we're newbies. So as you can see, I picked up a little bit of dirt there. I turned my towel over to the other side, and yeah, obviously it'll be a bit more efficient if you're doing this with two hands, but at the moment we're doing it with one hand, so it's a bit difficult. But at the end of the day, what we set out to accomplish, we did. Let's give the windows a quick wipe down. You don't want watermarks on it and things like that. Oh, it's getting hot now, guys, so I think we'll call it a day. All right, so yeah, there we go. That's the process I've used to clean the car. It's efficient, it's effective. You can have a look, you can see. So we've done the wheel arches, we've done the wheels, we've done the brake calipers. We've washed the car. The car now is all washed. You can see it's looking clean. It's a bit different on the other side because the sun is hitting on it, but in the shade you can see the gloss, you can see the shine on it. Yeah, so it's going to be a step-by-step process. So why I didn't wash the glass, whatever, like I explained, it's going to be in different segments of it like that there. Let's see if we can get a look at how the wheel, how a clean wheel looks on. So I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see the background. See the backdrop being all black on the inside. It just creates the illusion of cleanliness. It creates illusion of the wheel being bigger, you know. So yeah, that's that. So just to recap, so just to recap on what we need to understand about the washing process is we're trying to touch the paint as least as possible. That's what we're trying to achieve here. The second thing is we want to use a soap, a good soap, either pH neutral soap or we're using something else. Don't go and be using dishwasher like how they use at Jamia Cafe where they wash your car there in the parking lot. Yes, there is instances where you can use dishwasher, like when you want to strip down the entire paint off the not strip down the paint, strip off all the waxes, sealants and everything if you're going to be recoating it. But there's other products you can use to get a better or desired effect. Stay away from dishwashing soap and things like that there. The second thing you want to do is you want to not to apply pressure when you're washing on the paint. That's the last thing you want to do, because if you do have something on your mitt and you're applying the pressure onto the paint, you're just going to be marring and skying the paint, and that's you don't want to be doing that. The other thing that you want to be doing is you want to be changing your cloth frequently. Those of you that are going to be using the mitt, you want to use the 2-bucket method: clean water, rinsing water, soap, and wash your things like that there. But this is a little bit of how it came out. You can see the carbon fiber all popping, glossing, doing things like that there. And at the end of the day, what you're looking to achieve is you're looking to achieve clean paintwork, sleek paintwork, and paintwork where you don't have to go and decontaminate it every other day. So this is how the rubbers came out. You can have a look. You can see very clean, very clean. You can see there as well, clean rubbers. So yeah, that's that particular process. So the next process will be mechanical decontamination and chemical decontamination, and yeah, we'll take it from there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the series so far, I would strongly suggest subscribing and give it a thumbs up. Look, this is an unmonetized channel as yet, so everything is out of my own pocket and it's for your benefit only. So yeah, subscribe and let's see where can give you some good hacks on cleaning a car and save you some money on some detailing. Cool guys, cheers, bye.